All right, welcome to the Business Academy podcast. We're back for episode 12, and I am riding it solo today with you guys. We have a lot to go over in this short conversation and short episode today. I was just coming back in from upstate New York, and it's so awesome. 33-year-old chiropractor, been in practice for 4 years. He's on pace for 1.25 in his main location. Just launched his second location, and that went from 0 to 100 patient visits in under 4 months. He's scouting locations number 3 and 4. Pretty awesome. We're creating a corporate structure for his office. We're building out sales teams. We have new doctors ready in line to come work for him. It's pretty cool. So, I guess New York State isn't dead. And if he can do it in New York, you can do it in your state. That is without question. So pretty cool. Very inspired to see that. I know by the time this young doctor gets to 40 years old, he's going to be at 10 clinics. So for all of you other 7th division doctors listening right now, he's nipping at your heels right now to take the mantle for most clinics. Anyway, super pumped. Dr. Joe Danelli, man, well done on everything, what you've been doing. He just reminds me that, right now, maybe there's a recession, maybe there's inflation, maybe there's a labor issue. Maybe the rise of AI and robots are taking over. But what I do know is small business chiropractors and healthcare practices are live and well despite all of that. So with that being said, a couple things today we're gonna cover: inflation and recession and labor markets when it comes to labor costs, and how to not just fight it, but how to build up your practice so it can support that and you have the support that you need from your team. And of course, more ways to build on automation. We can go from there. So, hey guys, I think the other day we just had the Fed met again, or I should say the other week, and they paused everything on the latest interest rate hikes. So that's interesting. We'll see how. I think we're seeing now how things are responding. Might be built into the market already, but he even came out. Chairman Powell mentioned the other day that there are more rate hikes to be expected in the remainder of 2023. So if we know that's happening, what does that mean? That means more squeezes on the economy, more squeezes on the market, and hopefully we can get a handle on inflation. But if in my opinion, this is just all kind of manufactured in a way it's not gonna be good for anybody long term. But it's what they're doing right now. What does that mean for you though, as a chiropractor? Whether it's maybe money isn't as free as it was once before, a few years ago. They're trying to obviously stifle inflation. But what does it mean for you? What it means is every one of us, despite how inflation has gone up, like in some places they're saying, like, I know that the official narrative is 6 to 7%, got to get it back to 2%. There's some reports saying 12 to 15%. There's definitely certain markets that have gone up 20%. I mean, a certain basket of goods, for grocery goods have absolutely gone up: chicken, eggs, and some produce items. And then you got the used car market, the housing market. I mean, all these things have inflated way beyond 7%. So if rate hikes are continuing, that means that it's more important now than ever that you as a practice owner create a cash flow excess in your practice. A lot of y'all are still taking insurance and depending on insurance. That the thing is, insurance won't adjust their reimbursement rates with the contract that you have with them based on inflation. They're going to keep it the same, if not lowering it. So it's imperative right now, I would say, as we walk into our mastermind this weekend, we'll find new ways to add on cash services. If there's one way to fight inflation, and to build more cash flow in your office, is to not depend on insurance company reimbursements to pay your bills. Get out there and sell cash, self-pay services that are not covered by insurance. Work with the Business Academy to figure out how you and your team can get patients excited to say yes to services in your office that are not covered by insurance. Spinal decompression, regenerative medicine, neuropathy, shockwave, functional medicine. I mean, TRT, hormone replacement therapy services. I mean, there's so many things you could add. Aesthetics, adding in aesthetic programs into your office. There's so many niches that you can add into your clinic that will, with your existing resources of staff and space, you can leverage without raising a ton of payroll to add in more services, add another $10,000 to $15,000 a week into your office. But the Business Academy definitely will help you do your proper marketing and sales cycle to drive in business and get people to say yes to those extra services. So what's the best way to fight inflation? Not to worry about it. What's the best way to fight a recession is not to worry about it. It's to flourish and prosper in these times right now. So even if it costs $20 an hour to hire a chiropractic assistant, even if it costs $17 to get a front desk person an hour, this is your time to say yes to those hires, get competent people into your office, onboard them effectively, train them and lead them to be successful, cross-train them in every area of your practice, and then bring on more services to start really kicking ass and building cash flow in your practice. Okay, next thing we got on the docket here. Okay, this is going to be labor. Labor is a key thing right now. It's either A, almost impossible to find good employees. I hear you. And it's like I said just a second ago, it costs a bit right now to just find what used to be $12 to $13 an hour is now $15, $16, $17 an hour to hire in your office. Associate doctors, difficult to find. They're wanting $100,000 a year out of school. I mean, crazy. So here's the thing you got to keep in mind. Right now, we are under 4% unemployment, right? It hasn't been that low, before this, inflationary period in a very, very long time. So what does that mean? That means that those that are capable and competent to work for your clinic, they already have a job, meaning they're already employed. So I would extend to you to find ways and get creative with recruiting people that are already employed. Referrals from current staff. So like you have really capable team members right now, get them to refer people for interviews into your office. I would 100% be scouting and looking for good talent and making offerings out in the field. If I'm at a coffee shop, if I'm at my any other area, I'm going to be looking for people that could work for my clinic, even if they're already employed. If you're looking for good salespeople, I'll tell you, great salespeople, aesthetic sales, dental sales, weight loss sales. These are people that are health and wellness focused and also are used to selling big care programs, and you can find that person for your office as well. So this is your time. You got to move away from hiring. You got to start recruiting. So two things, cash flow and recruiting. Those are your key things. You're creating a staff-driven practice. The training with the business academies and help you to not only onboard and start to hire them, to attract them, to interview them, and to onboard them into your office. I'm telling you, the people are out there. You just have to create an attractive enough environment to do so. So again, if inflation exists and recessions exists, well, guess who's also going to thrive in that time? You are. Look at what you did during COVID. So many businesses either went under or didn't make it during COVID. Your practice thrived out of COVID, and you took advantage of an opportunity. So I would ask every one of you guys to look in the mirror, look at this as an opportunity, not as a problem. Look at this as being a victor, not a victim. You can use these headlines as a motivator for you and your team to take over market share right now. You have that opportunity to do so. There's no one in your way, and while everybody else cowers out of fear of more inflation, fear of a recession, fear of a labor market that's outpricing their business to hire employees, you can thrive in those environments. So here's a couple tips I want to leave you guys with today for today's episode is cash is king. Find new niches to add to your current office to sell cash services to patients that want them. Market towards conditions. Add new modalities that are cash. Again, shockwave, decompression, regen, neuropathy, functional medicine, PRP. These are all amazing services that can aid your patients with very specific conditions, and they're going to happily pay for cash to do so. Guys, at the same time, go look for good talent. And if you're like, oh, the market is too expensive, then the solution is always make more money. Make more money. Serve more people at the highest level. And I'm telling you, if you can do that, you'll be able to attract the best people. You'll be able to pay them well, take good care of them, create profit and expansion and growth during these very trying times. So, yeah, the Fed hikes, interest hikes might continue. A looming recession might continue, and you might get squeezed out of the market for good employees, but you don't have to. Contact the Business Academy if you're not part of the Business Academy ecosystem. Get a part of this crew, and we would love to help you not only effectively expand your business profitably, but to do so in a way that's staff-driven with a team that's well-trained and competent that can grow your business whether you're there or not. I want to hear more success stories from you, like Dr. Joe Dinelli, office number 2, thriving, 3, 4, and then many other. You guys can start your first satellite, launch your first startup, buy some fire sale practices or pennies in the dollar clinics. There's no reason why you can't do that. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. It was a little bit of a current events and what to do in these trying times, and see it as an opportunity to grow and expand. All right, guys, until next time, that's the riff from the Business Academy. We'll see you next week for another episode with another guest next time that will help you grow and expand your clinic. Take care for now. Later, guys.